Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Alex CFB25. We're going to do a little gameplay video. Yes, we're going to show you a little gameplay of Madden Ultimate Team. So, before I start, please click a like, please subscribe. Continue to build the viewership, channel, whatever you want to call it. But thank you all for tuning in. Let's keep going. So, let's focus on one aspect of the Ultimate Team, right? So one of the things that you'll want to make sure is you're continuing to progress forward with these levels, because you get free coins, free packs, helps out a ton as you continue to build a better team. So with that being said, you can see I've racked up some currency, been trying to just sell away tradable cards and trying to build a team that's serviceable so that I can play games in solo seasons and head to head. So what I'm going to focus on today is the solo seasons. But before we do that, let's go ahead and see what we get in this Ultimate Alumni Welcome Pack. Whew, that is nice. Good wide receiver, 80 overall. Just this will help, especially since I already have my quarterback is Joe Burrow. So that'll help add another wide receiver threat. So let's go ahead and dump that in there. All right. So this is one thing that I'm going to vent about is I hate every time you update your team, you have to update your playbook. The playbook that I've been enjoying with for offense is the base offensive playbook. And then for the defense, I really do. I like the Florida Atlantic defense in this game. It's cool. And then also I've been sticking with Florida Atlantic for their home and away jerseys. All right. So those changes have been made. Let's see. This is our updated team. 82 offense, 81 overall, 81 defense. And let's get back into the gameplay. So in solo seasons, you can play on freshman season, varsity, or All-American. And each one of these is the difficulty level. Hear me out. I know that's going to be very tempting just to play on freshman or varsity and win easily, rack up a few coins, and continue to go. I highly suggest going into All-American and building up the skills that you're going to need to get better at this game to beat people in competitive games. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to jump right into a game. It's going to match us up against some computer team where most of their highest players will all be 75 overall, right? And then, as you can see, my team is just loaded with insane players. All right. So one of the things that we're going to do is kickoff. Kickoff is key. When you're doing a game versus actual live competition, you might want to do a sky kick if you haven't got good yet at defending the return. But the quite as good at the return game. So, and make sure that you don't max it out or it's going to mess up when you kick it. All right. So we're going to get right into this. For defense, right? If you find a good playbook that you like, I would suggest that you don't just favorite calls. Go with the coach's suggestion. You have multiple options in here. And one of the favorite ones that I like is wherever it says cover 3. So I'm going to go with the cover 3 cloud here. I usually pick one of my defensive linemen. and then that's who I rush with. And then if it's a pass, then I would go to, the nearest defender and try and intercept the ball. So again, I'm looking for usually cover 3. I'm going to find my cover 3 play. Right here, I have some space here on the outside. So I'm going to try and run with my defender off that edge. They got a really good throw here. I'm going to try and hit stick. I did. So it's really important that you don't just like dive tackle in that situation. You don't want the offensive player to run it all the way for a touchdown. Again, I like to play with my defensive line and then switch my play to, see, that's the nice thing about having a really solid defensive front line is it's going to cause with the QB and you'll get sacks whether you're playing against the computer or you're playing in head-to-head matchups against actual people. So again, I'm going to look through the coach's suggestions. I'm looking traditionally for cover 3 because that's the defense that I usually feel most comfortable playing in. Again, second and long, I'm looking to rush with the defender. They get a good play off. Make sure you make the tackle here. Don't go take it to the house. Again, cover 3. And then in this situation, they've got an extra person on the line there. Looking for a tackle here. Oh, okay. So it's 4th down. This is going to be critical. I'm going to show you when we get the ball here, you're going to want to try and run it back on punts. The computer isn't as good as it should be yet on figuring out how to defend the punt. So as you can see, I got a decent run there. Should have broke it a little bit more. So these quarters go by really fast, as you can see. One of the cool things is if you hit on the coaching adjustments, R3, you can go to tempo and you can chew up the clock. So I like to chew up the clock. I really like to go to the play types. I like running outside. So I like doing outside handoffs or also like doing pitches. So the power strong halfback toss is a very good play, right? You have to have a good halfback to get good at this, and you hit the edge and keep running. So one of the cool things is that worked. So I'm just going to flip it. I have more space over here to the left side of the field. It's 2nd and 2. I'm going to try and make the same thing. I'm going to try and hit there. And then it's good to do ball carrier moves, but if you're playing somebody in a competitive matchup, you need to be careful because a spin move sometimes leads to turning over the ball on a hit stick. All right, again, going to try and hit the edge. Got it. Taking it right to the house. All right. So now that we got the score, the PAT, and I should have showed this earlier, you have to make sure you get it right at the green line and you hold down the X button, right? So green, hold down, but don't let it get into the red or you lose control. So it takes a little bit of time. Just patience with kicking. It is not easy in this game. All right, again, try and get as close without getting into the red to where I lose control. All right, so again, try and hit stick here. It helps, but then when you are trying to hit stick, sometimes you can lose yourself and get distracted and they can break it big. So you got to be very careful with when you select to use the hit stick. Again, good play here. And now they're going to be in hurry up because the time's running out. Again, I'm going to keep with my defensive tactics. I'm going to keep using my defensive linemen, and then if I need to, I'll switch. Right there, they had nowhere to throw the ball, so they just throw it away. Again, I'm looking for cover 3. That's the defensive scheme that I work best in when I'm playing defense. And it's a matter of feel, right? You might feel more comfortable rushing with your defensive tackles or your ends. Again, ball, all me. All right. So again, you can go to your recent plays over here and say that halfback toss is really working with the computer. Keep doing it. when you're playing somebody a head-to-head matchup, you're not going to be able to run the same plays over and over again. And I'm just going to dive down because I want to run some clock off. And then, all right, trying to run up that clock before we score a little bit. All right. And as you can see, if they're playing really well, they have that little flame under the player showing them that they're on fire, that they're playing really well. Similar aspect, if your quarterback's not playing very well or your running back is getting stuffed up, you're going to end up having a under them saying that they're cold and they're not playing really well. Again, do not get frustrated with kicking. It takes a little bit of time to time it and make sure you're not over kicking. But that's pretty much it. I don't think I need to go through the second half. I at least want us to get to halftime so you can see they're going to try and score here because they've only got 20 seconds left. If I get a sack or can turn over the ball, that'd be really good. So, yep, now that they didn't really move the ball, they're going to try and let the clock run out a little bit, and they'll probably take one more snap before. Yep, a little run. All right, that's it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Peace. I'm out of here.